Throughout his football career, Jalen Hurts has been one of the most polarizing figures throughout college and the NFL. And, watching Jalen Hurts, it's pretty obvious that he does have some serious flaws, but the pros outweigh the cons most of the time when you watch him play. Right now, throughout debates I've seen, there seems to be a split divide between people who think that he's a top 15 quarterback and some people who just think he's terrible and is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. Obviously, his biggest trait is his athleticism. He's one of the best runners at the quarterback position in the league, on par with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Jalen Hurts also has a better arm than people give him credit for, and he also has a really nice deep ball, along with being pretty accurate, especially out of structure. But throughout his career in the NFL so far, his biggest weakness has been his inability to play in structure. Now, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is a terrible quarterback when it comes to playing in structure, or he's a bad quarterback in general. I just think he definitely has some things to work on when playing in structure, and he's a lot better when playing out of structure. Doubters of Jalen Hurts, however, seem to think that he will never improve and that he will always kind of remain this guy who is really good when out of structure, but just is not that great when playing in structure. And obviously, if you know a thing or two about Jalen Hurts, or if you've watched Jalen Hurts throughout his football career so far, this is completely inaccurate. Even looking back at Jalen Hurts' college days back at Alabama and Oklahoma, he came into the SEC and was one of the best freshman quarterbacks out of there that we have seen in recent memory. And he improved on that in his sophomore year, going from throwing 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions with a passer rating of 139.1 to throwing 17 touchdowns and 1 interception with a passer rating of 150.2 in his sophomore season. After losing the starting job at Alabama to Tua in his junior season, he transferred to Oklahoma in 2019 and was the runner-up in Heisman voting, throwing for 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions with a passer rating of 191.2. And even that is not taking into account the fact that Jalen Hurts rushed for 1,300 yards and 20 touchdowns in his senior year at Oklahoma. He had a lot of doubts coming into the draft. He was drafted what a lot of people saw as a reach in the second round by the Eagles, 53rd overall. A lot of people saw him as a third round pick. I saw people even saying that he was undrafted and would be a backup at best in the league. But obviously Hurts is the Eagles starter right now, and continuing on where he left off in his college career, he has just gotten better and better every single year in the NFL so far. In Jalen Hurts' rookie campaign in 2020, among quarterbacks with at least 185 dropbacks, Pro Football Focus rated Jalen Hurts as the second worst starting quarterback in the league. Among quarterbacks with at least 185 dropbacks in 2020, Jalen Hurts was only ahead of Dwayne Haskins and was given a 56.2 Pro Football Focus grade. Yikes. Obviously, people had a lot of doubts on whether or not Jalen Hurts would improve from his freshman to sophomore campaign and become the true quarterback that the Eagles drafted him to be. And in 2021, Jalen Hurts proved all those doubters wrong. Pro Football Focus had him graded as the 10th best quarterback in the league with a grade of 80.8. He also had a rushing grade of 86.6, which was second most in the NFL, only behind Josh Allen in 2021. Not to mention his improvements on the stat sheet, going from 52% completion percentage in his rookie season to 61.3% in 2021. His QBR also went up from his rookie campaign, going from 33.8 to 48.5, which was 19th best among all quarterbacks in the league this year. And not to mention the fact that Jalen Hurts led all quarterbacks in the league in rushing with 784 yards this year. And watching him both on tape and in live games, it's pretty obvious to see that Hurts has improved a lot from his rookie campaign. He seems to have fixed his fumbling problem, which he had in his rookie campaign, and he's also gotten a lot more accurate this year. So with all these things considered, I really can't understand why people think Hurts is so bad. To me, he's easily a top 15 quarterback in the league, and I have him at around 12 or 13 in my rankings right now. And as we've seen, Jalen has improved every single year since his freshman year of college, getting better and better. So what's the reason to think that his progression stops now? Jalen Hurts also has an amazing work ethic. Some of his coaches have credited him as being one of the hardest working people they've ever worked with. And never forget the saying, history repeats itself. With all those factors taken into consideration, I see no reason why Jalen Hurts can't cement himself as a top 10 quarterback in the league next year and really prove to be the Eagles franchise quarterback. And as you've probably seen by the title of this video, I think Jalen Hurts will be an MVP contender this season. This Eagles roster keeps getting better and better. They went 10-7 this year with the roster they have now, not to mention they have 3 first-round picks this offseason and a bunch of cap space to spend. So who's not to say that even if Jalen Hurts doesn't progress, that they get 11 or 12 wins next year? And obviously, I think he will progress tremendously and That leaves me thinking that the Eagles will win the NFC East next year with at least 12 or 13 wins, maybe even be the number 1 seed in the NFC. And I think a culmination of all those factors will lead to Jalen Hurts once again proving the doubters wrong, becoming a top 5 MVP contender, and cementing himself as the top 10 quarterback in the league. And he will prove to be the Eagles franchise quarterback for many years to come.